Hi everybody. In this video we're going to create a mask layer using Adobe Flash CS6. And in Adobe Flash, a mask layer can either hide or reveal objects on the stage, as the case may be, depending on what you want to do with your presentation. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up one of our data files, FL5_1. That's FL5_1.FLA. Now I happen to already have it here under my recent items list. So I'm just going to click on it to open it up like that. And then I'm going to go to my File menu and click on Save As. And I'm going to save this with a different file name. In this case, I'm going to call the file Classic CC. Classic CC. And I'm going to click on Save after that. And now I'm going to create my mask, which I'm going to use to cover up this classic car club text that you see already on the stage here. And the best way to do that is to use the oval tool to actually create the mask. But before we do that, we have to actually create a new layer on our timeline to serve as the mask layer. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click my new layer button down here at the bottom of the timeline. And you'll see it pops a generic default layer 1 up on the screen. I'm going to rename that layer to something a bit more descriptive that lets us know this is a mask layer. I'm going to simply call it mask. And now I'm at the point where I'm ready to draw the mask. So the next step is to click on frame number 1 on the mask layer. And then I come over to my tools panel and make sure my oval tool is activated. A couple of things I need to do after activating the oval tool. I need to make sure that underneath the pencil tool here that my stroke color is set to no stroke. And you do that simply by clicking the no stroke button on the tools panel, and then in the upper right corner of the color palette, look for a button that looks like a white square with a diagonal red line through it. That's this button right here. Click on that, and that will set the stroke to no stroke. The next thing I want to check for my fill color directly underneath that, check to make sure your fill color is set to black. You do that by clicking the option and then look in the upper left corner of your color palette. The very first color up there at the top should be black. So click on that to set your fill color to black. Next, you're actually going to draw the circle, and you want your circle to be approximately the same size as the text on the stage. Maybe a little bigger, maybe a little smaller, but you want to try for approximately the same size. Okay, so using the oval tool, you're going to do something like that. Okay. Now that we have the black oval on the screen, I'm going to click my selection tool and draw a marquee around the black oval, like that, to select the black oval. Now at this point, I need to convert this symbol or this object into a symbol so that we can add a motion tween to it. That's the purpose of selecting it, so I can make that conversion into a symbol and then add a motion tween. So the next thing I'm going to do is go to my Insert menu and click on Motion Tween. And when I click on that, this warning box pops up, Convert Selection to Symbol for Tween. And the warning message is this selected item cannot be tweened. You must convert this to a symbol in order to tween. Do you want to convert and create a tween? And we do, so I'm going to click OK. And at this point, I'm going to click frame number 40 on the mask layer on my timeline. That is, click frame number 40 on the mask layer. And then I'm simply going to drag my oval to the right side of the screen like that. Okay, and you'll notice when I do that, it automatically puts the tween in there. You can see the green line going from left to right on the screen. Now, I have to truly make sure that this circle is a mask. So to do that, first make sure the mask layer is selected on the timeline. Then go to your Modify menu at the top of the screen. Highlight Timeline and choose Layer Properties. Now there are three things to check here under the Layer Properties dialog box. The first thing is make sure that underneath Name, this Show checkbox has a check mark in it. The second thing is to click in the Lock checkbox to put a check mark in there. And then finally, since this oval is going to serve as our mask, under Type, make sure the Mask option is selected, and then click OK. And that tells Flash that yes, indeed, we do want to convert or use this symbol as a mask. And at this point, if I play the movie, which I'll do right now, you'll see that the oval moves from left to right on the stage, and it covers the text, Classic Car Club, as it moves from left to right. And this is the process of creating a mask layer in Adobe Flash CS6.